Sean O'Malley has successfully frauded his way into a title shot. Of course, the UFC wants O'Malley to win. They've invested a lot of him for a long time, and they see him as this future star, which to me personally, it was a bit annoying always. Oh, look at this guy. He's going to be such a big star. He's going to be such a big star. He's going to be such a big star. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's just watch him fight. Let him cook. And don't try to cram down our throats when he's a star. The problem with O'Malley is he doesn't really act like a star. He just seems like a guy, like, yeah, he likes to smoke and he's really chill and all, but he's not very good on the mic. I mean, he got out trash talked by Piotr Jan, a guy who doesn't even speak English. And he had this one interview recently with Megan O'Leary where they were like in like a throne room. They were sitting on two thrones, and she said, "Oh, that's because you have such a big personality." And then Sean O'Malley goes on to have the most normal interview and just doesn't show any big personality at all. Like, big personality, if I hear that, I think of Conor McGregor, like maybe Israel Adesanya sometimes, like guys who get loud and who you can see are very almost like over 100%. Sean O'Malley is always rather laid back and chill. Like, he has this "I'm too cool for this" attitude. That is okay, honestly. I think Sean O'Malley is actually a pretty chill guy. It's actually the UFC's fault for desperately wanting to make him into a big star and trying to convince us that he is. But you can't convince us. He just has to do the work on his own. Now, maybe if he puts on a very impressive performance against Aljo, he will still not be a star, I think, honestly, because being a star means that also people outside of the sport care about you, or at least know you. Like, if you don't watch MMA, you don't know Sean O'Malley, but you sure as hell know guys like Conor McGregor. And just overall, O'Malley's antics, I feel like they have like a certain fan base, but a lot of the MMA fan base isn't into like colored hair and Sean O'Malley's like celebration is like basketball antics after the game. I don't know, maybe that's cool in the USA, but outside it really isn't, to be honest. It has just been really frustrating to see O'Malley fighting unranked guys for 10 years, not going tested. That's smart on his part because he can properly prepare, but he just felt like a permanent prospect for a long time. And then he had that fight versus Jan, and he did very good in that fight in my opinion. However, I do think he lost that fight. It was very close, and he does deserve credit for having such a close fight with Jan. But overall, it just feels a bit like he frauded his way into his title shot. But I'm not going to be rooting against him. I think it would be actually kind of funny if O'Malley pulls this off. But I'm not really emotionally invested in this fight. I'm not a big fan of either, guys, to be honest. And yes, I am a salty Jan fan. Do something about it. And one last thing before I end this rant. I have never actually seen someone answer the question, "Who is your favorite fighter?" with Sean O'Malley. So, I have never seen anyone have Sean as their favorite fighter, but I've ranted enough. Now for the prediction. So, Sean O'Malley definitely outstrikes Aljo on the feet. There's a clear gap there, and O'Malley's striking is just so slick. He hung in there with Jan. He outstruck Jan a lot. I still think he lost the fight against Jan, but officially he outstruck him and won the fight. And what I have to give him credit for is that he showed very good knees against Jan. But to be honest, that's already it for me. O'Malley never went 5 rounds. He got thrown around by Jan. Jan had like 6 or maybe even 7 takedowns. And Sean O'Malley kept grabbing the fence and gloves. He shouldn't have gotten away with it, but I think in a title fight, he can't do that. I think he will not get away with it. At least that's what I hope. And Jan had 5 minutes and 44 seconds of control time against O'Malley. Why is that a big deal? Of course, because Aljo is a grappler. And a lot of people say the path to victory for Sean O'Malley is to knock Aljo out. And Aljo has been knocked out before. And it was by a knee. That's why I mentioned that O'Malley has good knees. Maybe he could time Aljo when he comes in, when he dives down. But Aljo's also gonna know that, and if Aljo dives smart and quick, I don't think O'Malley can catch him. Sean O'Malley's gonna get taken down in this fight. That is pretty much guaranteed in my opinion. Aljo took down Cejudo like 4 times. Why would he not be able to take down O'Malley? Don't forget, O'Malley got thrown around by Jan almost. Aljo will probably be hit on the feet. He also has to prepare to take some damage on the feet, because he can't just walk through O'Malley like he doesn't pose any dangers. But ultimately, I think he gets the win. However, I am a bit worried of him overlooking O'Malley and just thinking of moving up a weight class and maybe overlooking O'Malley. But if he doesn't do that, I don't know why he wouldn't win. He has tremendous grappling. O'Malley has been shown to struggle. I know he did a lot of BJJ tournaments, but that's not the same as MMA if you ask me, and no matter how many tournaments he did, I don't think it's enough to catch up. Got taken down 6 times by Jan, so Aljo will also be able to take him down. So if Aljo doesn't overlook him, I'm very confident in him emerging victorious, perhaps by decision, maybe a late submission. That's my prediction for the main fight. I'll be honest, the rest of the card isn't really looking too intriguing to me, and I'm just gonna tell you my picks without any analysis or detail. And I'm gonna say Zhang Weili, Ian Gary, Mario Batista, and Chito Vera.